Welcome to another edition of AI in Finance, where we look to demo some of the new AI technologies around and then apply them to what it means for us in wealth management. And today, I came across this tool. I've seen it be talked about a little bit more within the AI kind of social ecosystem. It's called Julius, and it's basically like a data analyst. And given how much data we're analyzing on a consistent basis, and as data becomes even more important, we always are thinking about how do we best analyze it. And a lot of times it's hard just to have conversations with data. And some of the LLMs allow for that to happen, but then charting, detailed analysis, etc., can be difficult. And I found Julius to be something that's really interesting. I really just started using it, but I found some really applicable use cases. And the beauty is that it can connect to your data sources, whether you upload files into SharePoint or Google Drive, or you have your own data warehouse with Snowflake. You can connect into that and have conversations about your data, which I think is a very important thing for the future of the business. So I wanted to walk you through how I'm using it or how I thought about using it. And I'm just going to do one use case for us, but I think that there is multiple use cases, but hopefully this opens your eyes to multiple use cases as well. So here's the Julius platform inside of it. I'll extend this because they have this concept of notebooks and files and data connectors. You can see different data connectors, so you can connect to these data resources and start talking and interacting with your data. I connect to Google Drive just because I wanted to see how it was as opposed to just uploading a file, because I can see how there's a process where someone is uploading documents on our team into a certain folder, and then I want to connect and communicate with that. So how do I create that process as opposed to having to upload it all the time? So I want to take that a little bit differently. If we go back here, we can have a conversation with our data. Now, notebooks I've played around with. These are like actual processes that it goes through. Conversations are a little bit easier to analyze. So what I'm doing is I'm just uploading this data set that is really kind of like a billing data set. It's just random data points, and it can come from like a portfolio management system. And I just want to analyze at the quarter end of some data on billing on my own. So again, this could be done in portfolio management systems, but this is just showing you a data set and how we could use it. So what I'm going to do, as opposed to uploading that data, I'm going to use Google Drive, and I'm going to go into Google Drive, and I am going to open my AI here. This is the document, the Julius AI firm data. I can have any data point. So if you have someone creating that data, you can also add multiple documents, but you have to upgrade to do that. I'm on the free plan. So we're just going to have a conversation here. Let's just say to start, please analyze the data in this document. I'm not giving it much direction. I just want to see what it can do. And then I can start giving it some other direction as well. So it's going to start uploading and analyzing the data. It's writing code to do that. And it's going to examine it, tell me about it, and then I can have more conversation about it. So if we let this run, we can hop back over to the data source real quick. And I'm going to ask a few different things. I want to understand what's the total period fee. We'll talk about how much is how many rows have not enough cash for their fee. And then maybe we'll look at saying, can you break down the fee by time period based on billing start date? So, 1 year, 3 year, et cetera, total fees to see something there. So we'll go through some of those scenarios here in a second. So you can see here, it is showing me, which I really, really like, is that it's showing me everything that it's doing with the data. It's analyzing it, it's breaking it down, showing me step by step. And this has always been a worry about AI, is the transparency, and I'm able to see that transparency as well. You see that it has the data, it has the data types, the fields, and it now is giving me some basic statistics here as well. Let's see, is it done? Here we go. Data set overview, keeps going, tells me some investment styles, total average account value across all accounts, mean account size, median, average account size. So that's the total accounts there. That's the billable AUM, average account value, median account value, total fees generated, average fee per account. It gives me some client profitability, which is interesting. Mark Doe generates the highest total fees despite having similar average account size to other major clients, indicating strong portfolio performance and fee generation. Visual analysis, distribution charts show the most accounts are in the 10 to 40, with fees typically ranging from there. All accounts show billable status. So it gave me a breakdown. Fee schedule, the most common is 1%. So it's going through my data, which is super interesting and able to and I just basically said, just analyze the data. So now I want to, can you tell me how many rows have insufficient cash available to cover their fee? And let's see what happens here. So now I'm asking a little bit more specific. It's going to go through the data. Let's see if it's able to understand just from that, as opposed to talking about this column row or this column heading, etc., and see what it's able to find through the data on that point. And again, it's writing this Python code, which you would have to get like a machine learning specialist to help with. Costs a lot of money. You'd have to train them. This, we're just able to have a natural conversation. And there's only one. And they tell me the exact row that it's on. So it's row 61. So let me go to row 61 here. And there let's see, round total period fee. Oh, wait, maybe it's 63. So they got the row wrong. Close, but the row wrong. This fee is underneath that. I'm just doing some spot checking. Looks like the other ones have cash available. So although it got the row wrong, it got the area directionally sound. It told me the amount. It was the right amounts as well in that. Just got that particular row wrong on that side, which is really great to see. So now I want to go something a little bit deeper on this analysis. I want to say, can you break down the total fees billed and group them based on the time they have been a client, which can be determined by their billing start date. So let's see if it's able to do this. But what is really beautiful about this is that in a world where data is so important and data analysis is becoming more important, we are now able to have a human conversation, and this tool breaks it down into human conversation, right? It's able to break it down. I could ask for visuals of all of this if I desire, and sometimes it automatically creates you visuals, but this is an easy way to connect data and have conversations around it. And I see that this could be an opportunity for advisors and teams to have specific folders for different clients, and we could have their portfolio reports, we could have PDFs of their financial plans in there, and have multiple documents associated with a family, or use an entire folder of information and converse with it to understand how it collaborates. And then for leadership teams, this is a great way to better understand your data. You think about having dashboards, but why don't we just have, when we have a question, we ask the question and it knows the data to use and it gives us the response, not necessarily needing the dashboard. We can ask trend data, we can ask point in time data, and I think that using English allows it makes it easier for us to connect with our data as opposed to having to code and worry about that on each level. So let's see how this is doing on converting. So it broke down, it created long-term, medium-term, new clients. It created short-term and very long-term. And we can see the different fees there. So overall, total fees billed, total accounts, total unique clients. And we have some visuals now. So if I click into it, well, I can't really click into it, but it shows the average fee per account by client tenure. So my very long-term clients have the highest average fee. And it's not total fee because this is only looking at a period in time. We can see kind of the trend here, but it's not in order, which is okay. Very long-term fee distribution. So 70% of our fees come from very long-term clients, generate the highest fees from 135 accounts, medium-term clients. So there's something that is said, the longer term, they start generating more assets. They roll things over. It makes sense. Are the most valuable. New clients have lower average fees. So the cost to acquisition, we have to have retention to get paid back on that. But as you can see here, it shows visual, it breaks it down, it shows you transparency in the steps. And I think that this is only one set of data that we're looking at, but there is so many opportunities where we have massive amounts of data that we want to analyze and gain insights from. And now what I think is really powerful is that Julius gives us that ability to do that within just using plain English and having a conversation with our data and not needing to waste time writing the code or building out this whole big data modeling program. We can have the conversation, we can get the insights, and we can now then go and execute on those insights. And so the speed of time from data information ingestion to data analysis to what does that mean in an execution has really been shortened. I think that this tool, just in this simple one scenario, shows us the opportunity that we can now go and explore. So with that, check it out, play around with some data, make sure you don't put any PII information in there. All PII information was taken out of this data, and see what you are able to find and share it with me. I'd love to learn how you're using this tool as well. All right, that's an edition of AI in Finance, a demo of Julius. Have a great rest of your day.